Hello and welcome back. We're at tutorial number 5 and we've learnt a lot so far, but what we're going to do now is deal with a few sort of little tricks so we can make our songs even more interesting. So what I'm going to do, I've gone into area select there by pressing back, and I'm going to highlight the whole thing, and I'm going to press X and then B, and it's gone. There is an easier way of doing that. If we press the top menu button, which is the left shoulder button, and we go to options, as you can see we've got clear song there. So I could have just done that instead. Makes things a little bit easier. As you can see here within the settings, we can change the BPM, make the song play faster or more slowly. The effect type, when we went into the track here, track effects, and we've got the effect level. That effect is basically dictated by this slider here. So we've got reverb, echo and delay, and then each one has a size. So the reverb, it could be a larger reverb, a larger room, that kind of thing. Okay, so we're back in here. We've got a blank space to play with. I'm going to look at stereo, basically. If I go into here and create a new riff, we'll go in here and we'll choose a melody sound. We'll use the piano that we used last time. So there we go. So I will pop a few notes down. And then we'll just press play on that. Okay. Now, as you can hear, that sounds like it's bang in the middle of the stereo image. And I've shown you a couple of ways that we can change the pan. We could actually, note by note, go in here and change the position of the note. Or if I come out of the riff editor, we could go to the track effect side of things and we could change the position there. Well, that's all well and good, but all we're doing is changing literally where it is in the stereo field. Which speaker it sounds like it's coming out of which direction. What I'm talking about is making the sound sound more stereo in itself, so that when we listen to any sound, we hear a different sound in our left ear and a different sound in our right ear. So we ship this with mono samples. So how can we make it sound a bit more interesting, a bit wider? The sound will sound a bit wider. Okay, well, what we can do is it's a little trick basically. So what we'll do is we'll take riff 658, which is our piano riff. We'll pop it into channel 2. So now it'll just sound twice as loud. Okay, so that's the first part. What are we going to do now? Well, we're going to pan this channel all the way over to the left. So we use the analog stick and just push left. There we go. And we're going to push this one all the way over to the right. So again, track effects, go down. And all the way over to the right. So now it will be as if there was just one riff playing, and it's just going to be in the middle again. Great. Well, we haven't really achieved much. No, we haven't. So let's clone this riff. Okay, well, what does clone mean? If we want to create a new riff that is basically identical to another riff, but then change the notes a little bit, that's what we do. So if we press the right shoulder button, we get this little menu. Some of the things we've seen, we've got riff library, riff editor, riff palette, area select, which is you press the back button. So let's choose clone riff and then press A. There we go. So if we go up here, we've got new riff 658. That was the original piano riff. New riff 658-01. So that's a completely different riff. So if I change notes in here now, it's not going to affect the notes that are in that riff because they're two completely different riffs. They are unfortunately the same colour, but they're a different name. So let's go into here, and this is where the magic happens. We can also use area select within a riff. So we'll press the back button. we'll highlight those notes that we've entered. Now, if we press down, if you look top right hand corner of the screen, you can see the D-pad and it's saying multi-note parameters down. So if I press down, we can now change the parameters of all of those notes all at the same time. So you might think, oh, you'll do pan. No, that's not going to have any effect at all. I'm going to go to offset, and I'm just going to nudge that just a couple of spaces, and then I'm going to press B, and then B again. So we've now changed the offset on all of those notes. So the piano sound on those notes is we're going to start a little bit later into the sound. Now I'll press B, and then press play again. Now, you should be able to hear that sounds a bit more sort of stereo, a bit wider sounding. And that's an oral trick. It's basically your ears saying, well, in the left-hand speaker, I'm hearing those piano notes, but in the right-hand speaker, I'm hearing them. They sound slightly different, so your brain combines those two different sounds together, and you get that wider sound. So that's quite a useful little trick. And I shall see you again in the next tutorial.